Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty fundamental,
Yeah.
motivation and resilience.
Mm-hmm.
And, we always have some really interesting sources to dig into.
Yeah.
We've got excerpts from Pace to Text and The Twist of Fate. I'm really curious to see, like, what we can pull out of these with you.
Yeah, I think, these are things that everybody really wants to know more about. This drive to kind of achieve what we want to achieve and how to kind of bounce back from all the things that get in our way. So,
Right, and I mean, even just glancing at these Pace to
yeah.
Text, like, it doesn't mess around.
Right.
It's like right out of the gate, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is you.
Oh, wow.
And then it's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to push you to your limits
Mm.
because that's where greatness is born.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
I mean, it's really interesting the language that this uses, right? It's very much like cutting through all of the noise
It's very direct.
and really forcing you to face, I think, a lot of the things that we just kind of tend to shy away from, which is, pain and
Discomfort.
and those kinds of things that, when we think about it, we know that that's probably where we're going to actually grow and learn the most. But we just, yeah, like you said, we shy away from that.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because this whole thing is like peppered
Right.
with this idea of NW.
Yeah.
The time is now, no more excuses. Now is the moment to take action. It's
Right.
like every other sentence.
Yeah.
So do you think that is,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that is absolutely a deliberate strategy.
Uh-huh.
Because when we think about procrastination, right, a lot of times that comes from fear,
Right.
the fear of the unknown, the fear of failing, the fear of,
Yes,
of those kinds of things. So I think when you see this repetition of now,
Mm.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
short-circuiting that fear response.
Right. It's like, just do it now. Stop thinking about it so much.
Like, stop overthinking it.
Yeah, just go.
Dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder what would happen, like, if we really all
That's a great question.
embraced that,
Yeah.
like really lived in that now blue space.
I think we would be surprised, honestly.
Yeah, what could we actually achieve?
Right. I mean, what if we let go of all of that fear, all of those doubts, and just
Yeah.
went for it,
This just did the thing.
And just did the thing, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
And I think it's a great thing to reflect on, right? Like, how much is fear actually driving your decisions right now? Are you letting it win?
That's a good point.
Or are you willing to just, like, get uncomfortable, go through that discomfort, and come out, stronger on the other side?
So we go from this, like, super intense,
Yeah.
in your face now to
Right.
the twist of fate, which
Yeah.
has a very different,
Yeah, it's much
or-
more, I think, reflective. Yeah. And like you said, a different vibe, right? It's like they said it couldn't be done. They said you weren't good enough. But here's the twist of fate. You're still standing.
I know, it gives me chills every time I read it.
Yeah, it is really powerful. And I think this one really highlights how transformative resilience can be.
Right.
It's, we're not talking about avoiding hard things or avoiding challenges. It's about how do you get through them?
Right.
How do you use those things to make yourself stronger? And like you said, there's much less emphasis on the right now and more on the look back.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like take stock of where you've been
Right.
and how far you've come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that whole idea of the twist of fate.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's such a powerful metaphor.
It is, because it's like those moments where you felt like you were failing or like
Yeah.
it wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
That's the twist. That's where everything
Totally.
changes.
Yeah. And that's where we find that opportunity to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, psychologists would call a growth mindset, right?
Yeah.
It's that idea that your abilities aren't like set in stone. You can change, you can evolve.
Right. You're not.
And it's through these challenges, that we learn how to do that.
Fixed. You can grow.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like those failures, quote unquote,
Yeah.
are actually, the stepping stones on the path.
Right. It's not the end.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just a bend in the road.
It's just a bend in the road. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just part of the journey.
So it's interesting. We have these two very different approaches,
Yeah.
but they're both about motivation.
Right. Totally. And I think, what you were saying before about Pace to Text being kind of like the fiery coach
Yes.
yelling at you, get up, go, go, go.
Like, get out there, do the thing.
And then Twist of Fate is kind of like that.
Yeah.
That mentor that's seen a lot who's like, okay, I know you've been through some stuff, but look how far you've come.
Right.
You know, you've already got this within you.
You have the strength.
Yeah.
Wow.
And those are both, essential ingredients, I think,
Yeah.
to, a successful journey.
Yeah.
You need that drive, but you also need to be able to,
Right, to keep going.
yeah, to draw on what you've already learned.
To look back and know that
Yeah.
you've done hard things before.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wow, that's amazing.
It really is.
So for everyone listening, I think one of the big takeaways here is that we all have this power within us
Yeah.
to actually shape our own lives,
Totally.
to overcome the stuff that gets in our way,
Yeah.
and to
achieve what we want to achieve.
to achieve our goals.
Absolutely.
It might not be easy,
Yeah.
but it's worth it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a theme that comes through in both of these for sure.
Yeah.
And, just remember that even small steps done consistently, they really make a difference over time.
Right, you don't have to do it all at once.
Exactly.
Yeah, so think about what's one tiny little thing
Yeah.
that you could do today after listening to this.
Yeah, what's one little nudge you could give yourself in the right direction?
Yeah, to move yourself closer to
Mm.
what you actually want.
And you might be surprised at where you end up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This was a great conversation.
It was fun.
Yeah, I always love these
You too.
deep dives with you.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Yeah, take care.
You too.